When the world didn't want me and made me feel small, all I am is broken inside. Some echo identity who can't find his shadow always hurts mentally. When I was a kid, I had my own room. And I know like every kid has their own room. When I was younger, I had this thing that felt mine. And, every kid, they have their own little room, they have their own bedroom. But for me, like, I had my bedroom and that was like, that was a normal thing for a long time. And then, years later, I felt like that room was a bit too constricting. And maybe not constricting, but like maybe that's not the right word, but basically the room didn't feel like I could be like I could have my own space. It didn't feel like that. And then years later, I was given this opportunity to have a new room. And like I don't know how it occurred, but basically like I was given like this desk or this like it was like a TV stand almost, and that was kind of the start of it. They put it into this room, and I had the console there, TV there, and that was like the start of like everything for me, from creating YouTube content to gaming all the time to it was my own personal space that wasn't my bedroom, and it was probably the safest place I could be on the planet. And that room evolved into so much. I had changed the room over the years. I had made things better with the room. I learned a lot about the room. I learned a lot about myself in this room that kept me safe. It was the safest place on earth for me because, outside in the outside world, like I would get bullied a lot. I like being at school, I'd get bullied, and in that room, I felt safe and I didn't feel threatened, and the outside world was just so scary. And in that room, I was just like, man, everything just feels right here. Like this is home. This single room, not even the whole house. It was just that single room, and it was just this safe place. And I felt like I belonged there. And even to this day, I still have a room with four walls, and I've evolved it into my own space, and it's actually a bigger room. It's just a square. My original room was just a square room. It was very small. It was next to a water heater, which made the room super hot at night. But the point being is like the room has evolved into a much bigger space now, and I'm able to do more content, which is really cool. But in terms of how, this song came to be was me thinking over the years about how, like, who would I be if I didn't have this room? Or, like, who would I be as a person if I wasn't able to have a room like this? And maybe everyone's got their space, but I feel like, for me personally, this room felt like my own. It felt like I could do whatever I wanted in it. And it was just away from everything in the outside world, and I felt super safe in that space. Like, despite, any ongoings outside the door, like, I don't know. I just felt super safe in this room, and I don't think I'd change anything to this day being in this room, being enclosed in this room. And yeah, the outside world just being what it is, like, I felt like it was the safest place on earth, and it still is to this day. I think, like, in the future, like, if I think any room with four walls, I can just make my own. It instantly will be my space, and it will be my safe space. That's kind of how I go about things now, is like having a safe space, being able to do what I want. I'm more productive when I'm in this room. Like, this is the only place I want to be. It's the only place I can get stuff done. It's just everything to me. I think, like, over the years, through all the bullying, through all the drama of the outside world, I can always come back to this room and be like, man, this is nice. This is great, And even like looking back at like middle school, right? There was a night where everyone was like going to prom, and like I saw all these people like having fun at prom, and I'm just like, man, I'm sitting here on my laptop on the floor recording episodes of Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance, or Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, or whatever it was called at the time. I was doing that with like a webcam, just recording all that, and just recording all this gameplay and throwing it up on YouTube. That was what I was doing on prom night. I was sitting in that room getting work done. Like, I was actually like, I work all the time in this room, and I've never done anything different. That's my vibe. When everyone else is in the outside world, I'm inside that room just creating and doing what I want and having fun doing it. And I don't think I'd change anything, man. I don't think I'd change anything about how I went about my life. I don't know. I feel like up until because I think this started when I was 11 years old, up until that point, like, I had no purpose. And then when I was given this room, this opportunity to create, like when I was just playing on the Xbox, like recording stuff, I suddenly realized that I had something special here. Like, I could do something with this instead of it just being a room where I just hang out and do nothing. I can make something out of this room. I can make something out of myself because of this room existing. I can do anything. And I think that's the most important thing about this room is like, if I wasn't given that opportunity when I was younger to have my own space to do like content creation, to start doing that, like, I wouldn't be where I am today. I probably wouldn't be making music, let alone like posting on YouTube, live streaming on Twitch, all that sort of stuff. It is crazy to think about how one single room, this box with 4 walls, changed my life for the better, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because this room it's everything to me. And I'm really hopeful that eventually, after I've been in the room long enough, I've done all the work I can, I'll have made it somewhere. I think that'd be really cool to think about. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything about this room. I'd stay in it forever if I could, and that will probably be the plan for the rest of my life, hopefully. But yeah, I really, this room, it is my safe space. It is everything. It keeps me safe from the outside world. It protects me, and I don't think I would change anything. So if you want to, listen,